Alright, started back up and we are headed towards the highway here. Heading west. See if I can get the lights on so you can kind of see what the gauges are doing as I pick up some speed here. So, you can see there's no overheating or anything like that. Battery's fine, gas is low, picking up speed okay. You know, you will notice when you get maybe around 40 miles an hour or so, you try and clear this up, it does tend to slip a little bit. You know, because again, 2001 Grand Marquis is just normal. That will happen at eventually. It'll start to go, but the car is priced accordingly. $1,000. I think in a condition that maybe a little better than this, the minimum on Kelley Blue Book is like $1,600. Dollars, I believe it is. Currently, there's 147,000 miles on the vehicle, 147 and change. You know, it's what you would expect. The steering is a little loose. The suspension needs some work, but that's a pretty easy fix. You can just, I would love to just order the suspension parts myself and replace it, but I didn't have the time. I worked too much, and I just got a second car. Just went ahead, put a down payment on a second car instead. National Tire and Battery quoted me $600 to get the suspension fixed. So, you know, if you were to pay them to do that, essentially you're paying the $1,600 that the Kelley Blue Book says the car is worth. You know, it's probably not. They say in fair condition it's worth 16. I don't know. I say the car is in maybe a little below fair, but what you would expect for a $1,000 car from 2001 with brand new tires on it. I mean, the tires alone were like $300, $350-ish, including installation. And when I found out I had to get the tires aligned using a Sears Groupon, they said that I had to get the suspension done because, you know, they don't want to do the, what is it? They didn't want to do the alignment and then, you know, me come back and say that they did a poor job or something like that. So they said I had to get that fixed first. So I went to see how much it would cost, and it was just, you know, $600-700. I figure I'd just put a little bit more with that, put a down payment on my new car, and that's what I did. But had it not been, you know, trust me, I did not want to do that. I saved a lot of money owning my car, And you know, at the same time, while owning my car and saving money is like a plus, I found a good deal on a BMW, and that's always been a car that I wanted. You only live once, etc., etc. So I said, what the heck, you know, gonna end up getting one anyway, so might as well go ahead and make it happen. As you can see, been driving for 5-10 minutes or so. Gauges still the same. Sorry, the zoom in issue. No check sorry guys, no check engine lights or any other lights like that. I also took it to Safe Auto, I believe it was. Oh, nope, I lied. That was my BMW. I was going to say I took it to Safe Auto, had them do that little computer diagnostic thing, see what codes come up, but that was my BMW. But, you know, if you want me to do that, I'm happy to go stop by there and have them run a diag on it and let you know. I doubt it'll come up with anything, but I'm going to go ahead and turn through here, get back on the highway. But yeah, I mean, you know, overall, my opinion for the type of person that would want to purchase this vehicle, it's like, this is a car that, in my opinion, you want to purchase it with the expectation that you're saving up to put down on another car, or you're saving up for, you know, you want to just get something that you can buy into cheap and own it, and drive it for, you know, maybe another year or so, so that you can maybe save up to put down $2,000 to $3,000, buy like a $2,000 to $3,000 car, or put down that same amount on a new car. Now, while you probably could, I mean, not probably, you most certainly could continue to just get repairs done on this car as needed. It just doesn't make financial sense to me to do that, considering that, well, let me zoom back out here. Considering that if you can, you know, you keep putting money into a car that you eventually, dang it. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, this stupid phone, I dropped it, and now, anyway, long story, it's messed up, but, yeah, it wouldn't make sense to, you know, put $3,000, $4,000, you know, you keep repairing a car that doesn't have the value for you to get that money back out of it. You know, you're putting thousands of dollars into a $1,000 vehicle, $1,600 vehicle. It would make more sense to just use that vehicle to make you money, and then you use that money that you made from it to get you a nicer car with a higher value that's going to maintain its value for a longer period of time, etc. So that's exactly what I did with it. So hopefully, you know, somebody will be able to buy it and be able to use it for the exact same thing I did for it. I used it, got my money up, and bought a new vehicle. So it's still in great shape, or decent shape, and it's, you know, it'll run for another year or so. Without any major repairs. Eventually there will be more repairs if you try to run it past a year, and that's coming from someone who doesn't know. I mean, I'm not a mechanic, but I do have a couple years of experience with this car, and I've kind of got a good gist, feeling, you know, observing the trends of this vehicle on how often it needs repairs. And it's after you've driven for you know, 6 months, you might need to do a little something. If you've driven for another 6 months, you might need another little repair. So yeah, that's my experience with the car. So heading back on the highway, headed back home. Show you the odometers, or the gauges again here. Another thing to note is, because it does need the alignment, it does veer to the right a little bit, so you have to, you know, keep your hand on the wheel. I mean, you're going to be doing that anyway because you're driving, but yeah, it does veer to the right a little bit, so I would definitely suggest getting the suspension taken care of, and then getting the tire alignment. Yeah, I would definitely suggest that. But if you didn't do that, I mean, the worst thing is you would just be driving a car with brand new tires on it, and it veers to the right a little bit when you're driving, and you're constantly, you know, straightening it, you know, putting it back center while you're driving, which is kind of annoying. So, but, you know, at the very least, if you had to drive it like that for 3 months until you could get your $500-600 to have your mechanic do the suspension work on it, then, you know, so be it. Or if you're a mechanic yourself, then, you know, it's an easy fix. So again, here's a look at the gauges. Another thing that I've noticed is the oil, it does burn oil pretty quickly. To exactly how much it burns and how often, I can't say, because I haven't been able to closely monitor it. But when I did have a mechanic, you know, look into it and find out why that is, he said it was just because it was an older vehicle, and that happens as they get older. They consume oil more often. Alright, so I'm coming back up to my exit here. I'll go ahead and conclude this video. Price point for this vehicle, again, $1,000. And if you have any questions, give me a call or text 614-349-8634. Again, 614-349-8634. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. You know, and just to elaborate, this is, you know, don't expect this car to feel brand new or drive brand new or anything like that. It's your run-of-the-mill, you know, it's not a piece of junk, but it's a few levels above that. You know what I'm saying? It's a $1,000 car. So if you're a first-time buyer, consult with someone who's bought used cars a few times, and they'll be happy to you know, explain to you what a $1,000 car should drive like, and what it should operate like. And hopefully this video will help validate some of your concerns, or your friend or family who you might be having take a look at the vehicle with you. All right.